I've been wanting to record lists lately, but have come to the conclusion that many of them aren't worth recording.
But Kyle, they can't be that bad. Surely you should just grit your teeth and get through these recordings, right?
So I present to you what lists I see that make me not want to record. Stripes, read this one.
Oh. If you had to separate your dogs from 49 other identical appearing dogs that were all equally excited to see you, how would you discover which dog was yours?
So let's for those that may have escaped, if you were in a room with your dog, I guess, and 49 other dogs, 50 in total, that all looked identical and all were equally as excited to see you, how would you discover which dog was yours? Yeah. This is a list. Imagine. No. We got to take the people through the process here, Stripes. So imagine we were uploading this as a real video. How would we title this?
Oh God.
How would we title this? 20 ways to find your real dog amongst identicals?
What about Dream Dog Finder?
Dream Dog Finder. That sounds like a romantic website. It's almost like an eHarmony, but for a pet that you're trying to get. Dream Dog Finder. Imagine you're filling out a profile and it's just like, what traits are you looking for in your dream dog? Like, instead of a dream date, it'd be like, what?
Did these dogs make their own applications? Like, for you to, like...
The dogs apply as, like, they're all like, yeah, I'm this kind of dog. But then they lie on their application, too. So you want a pit bull and you get it and it's like a Pomeranian. You're like, wait a minute. Look, let's just read through this list like it's a real list. I'd take them all to the vet. My dog would be the only one who seemed happy to be there. I don't know why, but he loves the vet. What a stupid answer. Someone responds, my dog loves the vet, and then creates 7... Oh boy. Number 1, there is a car. Yeah. There's a car ride to get there. Number 2, there are people who will pet her, who she hasn't met yet. Brilliant. Number 3, the smell is like other animals. I guess dogs love that. Number 4, sometimes you can meet other animals. Okay. Number 5, they have treats. Man, I guess we're all the same, animals and us. Sometimes we want to go places to meet people, and if they have treats, then we're like, oh shit, treats. I don't enjoy card rides there or home, though, That's when the other people on the road who got their license out of a cereal box can get you.
But do you like being called pretty, though?
Who's a pretty Kyle? Number 14. Show a picture of a horse or a plastic horse or even BoJack Horseman. He would growl. Otherwise, he is a big softie. What kind of dog is not into horses? That's interesting.
Like a drawing of a horse upsets him.
Who's the dog, Mr. Peanut Butter? What is this, a crossover? These BoJack jokes will only work for people who have watched BoJack, so I apologize. It's not like Kyle to not make it so that people are on the inside of a John Jumbo, baby. You know what I'm talking about? I'm kidding. Inside of a John Jumbo. An inside joke. An inside jumbo, if you will. Stupid. You remember that one video where you were like,
don't forget to John Jumbo that like button.
Oh my gosh. Hold on.
I did that for you. You asked me to do an April Fool's thing.
Kyle. April.
It was praying mantis.
Oh, you're right. What a pretty looking thumbnail for a picture that I don't remember making.
Is that a burnt pancake?
A bird pancake? Is that what you said?
It's a burnt pancake. It looks like burnt food from here.
Oh, a burnt. It sounded like you said Bert. As in the, hey, Bert. As in the Muppet. Is it a Muppet? It's not a Muppet. He's a puppet on Sesame Street. The Muppets were a different thing. Was there ever any Jim Henson crossover Sesame Street type stuff?
I'm sure there were. I think I've seen Elmo hanging out with Kermit before.
I think it was only when, oh no, wait. I think that was Disney when Jim Henson died.
Yeah.
How sad.
Today I fucked up by attacking a praying mantis.
This is gonna be news to people who
It's your
didn't know
girl,
that.
Kyle, signing out.
It's your girl, Kyle.
Don't forget to John Jumbo that like button.
so ridiculous.
Uh,
Don't forget to John Jumbo that like button. Oh no, this is another list that I was potentially. Oh no, that's another list that I was potentially. Oh my god, it's all
do
falling
it. You're
apart.
dropping the ball.
Look, I'd snort 3 times, and whichever one stretched their head out with their ears forward, snorting 3 times back, is mine. What? There's a dog that does that back? Hey, that dog's got a cape. You think he's a
Why doesn't he
superhero?
have a video though?
Oh yeah, that'd be the better video. You think somebody would want a video? I think
Of
you
the
may
dog
have a pig. If the dog is snorting. We've heard dogs snort, surely.
I've never heard a dog snort.
Well, I snort all the time, and some women would consider me a dog. Hey, it's pretty good.
Nah, man.
What, it's not a good bark?
I think you could do better.
Look, I'm supposed to record a video for Mr. Newton because he's so amazing, but we can't find any good material. We're finding people talking about how to sort their dog out from a room of their dog. I just yelled banana. My bulldog absolutely loses his shit over bananas. They're his favorite. Your dog is a minion. What?
Why would you feed a dog a banana? That sounds weird. I wait. No, I used to feed my dog orange slices though.
Hey, so that joke in The Avengers actually made sense to you, whereas most people were Googling orange slices. I'm dead serious. I was one of them. I remember after that fight scene and Ant-Man diminishes in size, and he goes, "Does anyone have any orange slices?" Right? And I was like, what the hell does that mean? Right? And somebody was like, oh, well, after sporting events with little kids, like a soccer game or something, it was traditionally like accepted to serve orange slices or something. And I was just like, it's stupid.
What are we doing here?
I don't know what this is. I'm pretty sure it's a reference to the idea that the food's high in vitamin C.
Yes.
And oranges are among the most well-known. Thought to be a good healing body injuries, evidently. Man. Look, Captain America Civil War. I didn't get it. These movies should be dumbed down for
you?
For monkeys. Should be able to go in there, and then when the monkey watches the movie, they can go out and they can get together with all their other monkeys and go, "Did you watch that Civil War? Yeah, I enjoyed that movie. It was nice and accessible. It was totally happening on a level that appeals to me, a monkey man from the jungle." Now let's all write Shakespeare. That's a high level. That's a high tier joke there. You know what I mean? But first we'll need the typewriters, huh? Monkeys and typewriter. You know what I'm. Just pack this shit in. This is why we need an actual list. Mine is the one in the corner hiding from all the other dogs. Oh no, there are dogs that don't like being around other dogs.
There are a lot of dogs that don't like other dogs.
But I think it's not about not liking them though. I think that sounds like anxious. I don't think I've ever encountered a dog that wouldn't want to be around another dog, and that scares me.
Well, no, it's just dogs that have, like, not been socialized properly to be with other dogs, so they don't know how to be with other dogs.
When I think of a dog that doesn't want to be around another dog, to the point where it's almost like scared, I think of it being, like, abused, in that maybe people have made it, interact wrong, like fight with other dogs or something. Mm-hmm. Somebody says, exactly, my dog, she's a rescue. And we're not sure of her history, but she fears everything. This is exactly what I was saying, right, including other dogs, other humans, the fan, lizards, even any sudden sounds. She'll be the one dog hiding from all the others. Somebody says my dog isn't even a rescue with an uncertain past. He's just a pussy. Last week he cried because a butterfly landed on him.
Oh!
Look how big he is. He's like a loser.
He doesn't like butterflies. Most dogs would just eat them.
Eat a butterfly.
Wait. Someone said something about a swan. Can we talk about how terrifying swans are?
You just think swans are scary because they're big, but they're pretty much just aggressive geese. They're pretty much just giant aggressive
like 3
geese.
feet tall.
What? And that's like 1 foot lower than you. They can
If-
probably get up to 5 feet with that neck, I would
Yeah,
imagine.
shit, man.
Another one says, point both my hands and fingers like 6-shoot. You know what? Let's just read the top ones.
Thank you.
What do you mean, thank you? Because we're not dying to get through this list. One says, I would take my 50 dogs home and live like a king. Brilliant. I hope
But
you
you-
have a really durable pooper scooper. 50
Yeah.
dogs in 1 yard. All
It's-
that poop is being recycled. You mean they eat it?
Ew.
Oh my god. Why waste the delicious and nutritious pile of poop? Humans are so dumb. Nutritious, though.
I
What?
don't think I've ever seen a dog eat dog eat poop before.
Consider yourself lucky. One day I'll make you eat your words, and you'll have a front row seat of, get it? No? I like that you made a scoff noise. I'm sorry, it's just a joke. It's just a joke.
Your jokes are falling apart.
Hey, I was calling you a dog. That's kind of rude. So it's got the
Oh,
rude
I
angle. Oh, you
that-
didn't even get it. You said you'd never seen a dog eat its own poop, and I said, one day I'll make you eat your words.
Yeah. But like, what was the part where you called me a dog?
That was it.
Okay.
You said I've never seen a dog eat its own poop, and I said, one day I will make you eat your words. Would it make more sense if I put in comma, you bitch, at the end?
Yeah.
Yeah, look, Stripes. You've reached a point where people aren't gonna know if you're like feeding into the bit or if you're just not getting it sometimes, man. It's getting outrageous. Here's another one. If you put your hand up for a high five and he punts you in the head with both paws, then that's my dog. Brilliant. Find out which one knows how to pick up its own shit. What?
What?
Oh, someone says, find out which dog knows how to pick up its own shit. And then he got gilded for this. And obviously everybody's like, wow, your dog can pick up your own shit. And he goes, no, it's not my dog. But if any of the dogs in there that look like my dog can pick up their own shit, that's the one I want to be taking home. Brilliant. Brilliant. Anyway, one says, mine has seizures when it gets excited and overwhelmed. Also when it is around a lot of other dogs. So I'm just guessing that it's going to be really easy to find the dog that is seizing and foaming at the mouth.
But that sounds so sad.
Well,
Why would
welcome to real life. Hold out a treat and shout kangaroo. And the first dog I see jump in the air like a freak, bingo.
That's pretty good.
You remember I told you that
Kangaroo?
kangaroo. Oh, you know what? I actually get it. At first I would connect that kangaroos jump
Yes.
or whatever. But you remember, like, what I said one time a long time ago is that because dogs don't understand English, you can pretty much just train them to associate whatever dumb thing you say with the thing that follows.
Yeah,
So,
they wouldn't understand.
if I was just like, grape juice, and then I gave the dog a treat, he would think that grape juice is all about, like, the treats. And then
Right.
if I said, it's time to kill a man, you know what I mean? And then I took the dog for a walk, he'd get really excited every time I said it's time to kill a man. So,
Oh, let's never get you a dog.
I mean, sounds like, I bet you if I put a dog on my wish list right now, somebody would probably try and get that dog. So
You
let's go
can't
ahead.
buy a dog off Amazon.
Dog. That doesn't look like a dog I want. Doesn't even have arms and legs. Oh, it's a dog toy. Still looks pretty stupid. Top Dog compatible toner cartridge. What? This isn't a dog at all. What is this? A $60 home security camera. Oh, okay, interesting. What? All of this shit. Okay, the dog and cat combo. Animal, cat, kitten, dog, golden retriever. It's a mouse pad.
Add it to the wish list.
Nope.
Please.
I am not doing this. This whole can you imagine? Can you imagine if we ended up adding one thing to the wish list every time we tried to do a list video, and after a while it was just crap on there that was like really bad inside jokes that were related to each list? It's terrible. Let's go to another list that didn't make the cut. What's this one? It says, what is a once in a lifetime fuck up that you somehow did a second time? And the top comment here is, I paid for Waterworld on demand, then got drunk and bought it again on iTunes.
I don't think it was a bad movie.
Oh man, fucking Waterworld.
It was just misguided.
At least it was its own thing. So,
Yeah.
you know, good on Waterworld for being Waterworld.
You know, I think in the right hands it could have been a decent musical too. But they didn't go that direction.
I want something to describe the phenomenon that is Waterworld. Not just what the movie's about, but like how it was received. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
Do you-
its
you wanna-
cultural impact.
Yeah, it's cultural impact, and I'm sure you can find it.
Maybe if I just write cultural, or I should just write cut myself. How to cut myself. Cultural impact. Oh yeah. Mad Max series legacy and influence in popular culture. This is, why does this come up first when I typed writer? Oh, Waterworld co-creator David Twaki.
There you go. It was the child of Mad Max.
You know what'd be cool? Is if instead of the desert, right?
That's a brilliant idea. Here's all the money that's in this building. Now you go make a movie. Or they make a movie like The Matrix where they're just like, look,
We want $1 billion. $1 billion.
and they'll be like, this is how much we're giving you. And then they're like, you know what we're going to do? We're going to shoot one scene. You want the rest of this movie? Give us the rest of the money, man. Look that up. If you don't know that that's what happened, look it up. Oh, damn. So here's the next one. I cut up a Naga Limon hybrid chili. I'm guessing that's a very spicy chili. He says it's delicious, by the way, but extremely hot. I used my bare hands to pick up the chili, you fucking flakes, and deposited them into my mince mix. Please tell me that he put his hands in his eyes. Yeah. Front doorbell goes. Drop everything and open the door. It's my mate, who comes round and brought his girlfriend. I shake both of their hands and didn't even realize. They're gonna end up with spicy genitals, aren't they?
I don't want to think so.
I've already seen the word pussy destroyer at the bottom.
Oh God.
So yes, they're gonna end up with spicy genitals. Later that night, after we'd eaten and they had gone to bed, I hear an ear-piercing scream from the bedroom. At first, I thought, maybe they're into some kinky stuff. Nope. She comes running downstairs nearly naked and straight into the bathroom, shower on, crying, sobbing, desperate pleas to God for mercy. Shortly afterward, the boyfriend comes out, flying downstairs nearly naked, and nearly knocks the door down, trying to get into the bathroom. After a good half hour of pain and misery, they both emerge. She has panda eyes from all of the tears. His face and eyes are incredibly red, but he's holding his boxers tight. This is turning good. This isn't what we wanted. We didn't want something.
Yeah.
It's like buried gems in these now. Oh, wow.
I know there's diamonds in these roughs.
I guess it's a treat for the people listening. It's like a fuck up here, man. I put two and two together. Basically, they had gotten a little bit frisky with the Naga chili all over their hands, which had obviously wandered into intimate places. I was not popular, man, that evening. Later that month, I took another Naga Limon from the freezer, defrosted it, and chopped it up. Used my bare hands to dump it in the stew. Both cats come up into my cat flap and decide to make a fuss about being fed. So, being the kind owner I am, I dole out some cold cuts from the fridge with my bare hands. Both the cats, after wolfing down the cold cuts, start projectile vomiting everywhere and drinking the water dry, licking themselves and generally meowing and panting. I had never laughed so hard and felt so bad. Oh, he's Pussy Destroyer in two different ways.
Oh my God.
Ooh, this is pretty good. This is great.
Why isn't this is the kind of things that should be popping up in Today I Fucked Up, but they
Man.
never do.
I wonder if I can tag this to include in a Reddit list and give it a little bit more of a serious reading.
Definitely. I think it's something worth exploring.
Let me throw that up there. And I'm going to edit it and name it Pussy. That's not the P. Pussy Destroyer.
You're ruining the magic, Kyle.
You're ruining the magic with a mirror Oh man, that's a story that you should tell about your brother, even though it's going to be in the twin list.
No,
Why?
because that's a window into my life that I'd rather not.
A window is not a mirror,
Oh,
but a mirror can be a window. Hmm? You like that? What's wrong with you? Wait, could you imagine the face that I made? You should draw the face that you think I made when I was like, but a mirror
you smarmy bastard! Just keep reading.
can be a mirror, a window.
Get your dick out of your head.
Imagine if I said a mirror could be a mirror too, but a mirror can be a mirror. Hmm? Yeah. Don't forget that.
A guy once told me a mirror, sometimes it can be a mirror, yeah.
Oh boy, once a new kid came to my gifted class for the first trip, and we were in the gym for recess, so my friend and I had been playing with a ball, and she accidentally decided to kick it into his face. Well, it was an accident. She accidentally kicked it into his face. She apologized and we moved on. I grabbed the ball a few moments later and told her, "Don't kick it like that, kick it like this," before immediately punting it straight into this kid's face again. The shame was unreal. Especially because she was like, "Don't kick it like that, kick it like this." Bam! Can you imagine? It was like a Lucio kick.
Wait.
Oh yeah, let's break it down. Bam, 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 bam.
Jet said, and then she just kicked the ball. What?
It's good, but I don't feel it should be here because she didn't make the same mistake twice.
Someone's making a Scott Sterling reference. You think we can get away with Scott Sterling?
I don't know who Scott Sterling is.
I've shown you a video of Scott Sterling. The thing about the Scott Sterling video is it's funny when you watch it from the beginning. And it's not my content, so I can't include it. But it's definitely worth a watch. So I hope somebody watching this who hasn't seen the Scott Sterling video checks it out. But we should keep going.
Right.
What if this is a good one, though?
Should we stop then?
I don't know.
I feel like this shouldn't have made
Yeah, this shouldn't have made the list of lists that couldn't be lists because they weren't listy enough.
Right.
You said right to that.
Well,
Yeah, I agree. They're just not listy enough to be listed in the
agree.
video. The list. List.
this is the cutting board and you're making mistakes.
Yeah, I was just reviewing what you just said for errors. You win this time. Okay. What is this? A family secret.
Oh wait, you want to read this one, I think.
I did, but I don't think it had enough upvotes for it to be amazing. What dark family secret have you uncovered? Okay. My great aunt and uncle were the sweetest people imaginable. When I was growing up, they lived 4 houses down, so I used to go around to their house a lot after school. My Uncle Jimmy used to play with dollies and tea party with me.
Aw.
Cute. I have very fond memories of them. When my Uncle Jimmy died, I remember all these very professional-looking old men at his funeral, surrounded by what looked like security guards. My mom casually mentioned to me that many years later, my Uncle Jimmy was an old-fashioned English gangster. What? He did time for robbery and sex trafficking.
No.
He was also accused of murdering 4 people, but there wasn't enough evidence to prosecute. I was gobsmacked. Additional, I guess that's just a way of saying he was shocked or dumbstruck from
Right.
wherever he's from. Additional to this, my lovely Auntie Diane, his wife, was the madam at one of his brothels and recruited his sex slaves. Oh shit, grandma was or his aunt wasn't on it. That's crazy. She had also done time. I put 2 and 2 together and realized those men at his funeral were old gangsters. It really messed me up. Oh. As soon as I read that they were really sweet people, I immediately thought cannibals. So why would, you know what I mean? Cannibals. I know it. I know they're cannibal. Sweet people, get it?
No.
Oh, I didn't even get it on that level. Sweet people. Meaning that their taste was sweet. Do you get it?
But why would it be a family secret if she started with they were sweet people? That means it's her secret, not theirs.
It's a family secret that was uncovered.
Oh, okay. That would make sense.
So if it's, I don't like to think, maybe you could put a sauce on a person and make them taste sweet, but it's not going to be something that just happens. You get it?
I think a talented enough person can make anything taste great.
Sweet though? Without sauce?
Give it to the right people.
Are there seasonings that are going to make something sweet? I guess is like cinnamon considered a seasoning?
Yeah, I would say so.
Whatever. I need some of that sweet and sour sauce on my people. I would imagine that a talented enough Asian, man, I hope that nobody's gotten deep enough into this list to realize the racism, but I'd like to think that a talented enough Asian could make Chinese food out of a human, and most would be none the wiser. Do you think we can Google something like that?
Oh, yeah, that's definitely happened in China before.
Let's see. Chinese food made from humans. Meat.
Fetus?
China denies shipping marinated human flesh. Oh, word. China denies shipping human meat to Africa. Human meat being sold in China. Whoa, we don't know. I'm kidding. No.
I think I remember hearing about a guy who mutilated himself so he can serve his genitals to people. And like in a ritzy dinner.
Rich history of cannibalism. McDonald's exposed for using human meat.
That's
just a headline. It's gotta be. Can we get back to this list?
No.
Jesus, give me these family secrets. You see what I know? Oh my God. Here's one. Me. I went to Rome this summer. Grandpa. That's great. I was in Rome once. Me. What did you see when you went? Oh, I just marched where they told me to march. Oh my God.
Bye.
They were probably, I'm sorry, Stripes. We really can't get into anything without there being Nazis somewhere in there, man. Oh, them Nazis. You know what I mean? I have a second, what?
Like, I was trying to figure out if he was like, in my head it was either two options. Either he was, a part of a camp or a Nazi. But when I mean camp, I mean concentration camp. But it wouldn't be that dark, would it?
He was marching though. He was
you can march slaves.
What? You can march slaves? Is that what you said? God.
Yeah.
He probably, man, stop.
Sorry.
What? That is someone's takeaway from this. Do you understand? The time when Stripes went, you can march slave and march. Didi Mal. Schnell. Oh my God. I have a second cousin that murdered his siblings and the parents for insurance money. Well, as long as he had a reason, right? He didn't get away with it. Probably some meddling kids involved. But only spent around 20 years in prison. He's out now, but no one talks about him or will speak to him. Interesting. The only reason I even know is my parents warned me if he ever reaches out to me that I shouldn't talk to him. I managed to find out about him and what happened by Googling him. Wow. Believe it or not, it happened in Texas. If he does contact you, the first thing you tell him is, I don't have any life insurance. Your life is precious. I'll buy a few for you.
What happens when people Google your name, though?
Well, the trail gets cold. There's a lot of nonsense on there. And the only way that you'd know which is the real Kyle Monkadrius is, of course, if you knew for sure. But how could you know? Look, that information is only reserved for the people with the big breasts. The women with the big breasts, I should say. And Michael Newting, of course, who has earned himself some facts. You know what I mean? I feel like
I thought he earned himself big breast status.
Well, yes, that's exactly what it is. Big breast status. What a way to put it. That my great-great-grandpa left England for America and was supposed to send money for them to come over, but he never did. He started a new family in America. This is what I expected more of. I expected more people just going, yeah, man, I found out my dad has another family, dude. He fucked this other lady, and then they got a family, and he goes to visit them, and he's all like, oh, I'm going on a business trip, but I know it's not a business trip. I know it's not a business trip. And my mom's been seeing this other guy, but I don't like him, man. And he's my stepdad, but I don't like the stepdad, man. And my dad, he has another family. Did I mention that? Yes. You mentioned that your dad has another family. The response reads, yeah, this kind of shit used to happen a lot. Husband, father leaves and heads out west to make his fortune and will send for the family when he has the money, but ends up meeting someone new instead. I have to wonder if that kind of thing is still happening today. Of course it is. If you can dream it, it's happening. All the unrest in certain countries, refugees fleeing and families sometimes being broken up. I wonder how many people just say, fuck it, man, I'm starting fresh. You know how many people would kill for a clean slate? Literally.
Sorry, is there a number involved?
Sorry, I mean, you know, if we don't laugh, we're going to cry. It's happening all around you guys, and it could happen at any moment. Somebody says we found a picture of two great aunts, arm in arm with Hitler. Oh, damn.
Oh, God.
We also have a signed photograph from Mussolini.
Who's Mussolini?
Who's Mussolini for stripes? Well, he's not a good man, we'll say that. Is that even how you spell Mussolini?
It sounds like...
I guess it is. I thought there was another O in there. I thought there was another O in Mussolini.
Mussolini.
Wait, what?
Who is this man?
We'll watch a documentary after this, Stripes. He's not a good man, that's all we have to say.
Okay.
But somebody says, time to make some money. We talking about eBay, you know what I mean? Some guy goes, best I can do is $50. What is this, Pawn Stars? Let me call a buddy who's an expert on novelty. Yeah, they're making Pawn Stars jokes. They're making Pawn Stars. I know it. I know they're making Pawn Stars jokes.
I've seen a show kind of like Pawn Stars where it's more about comic book stuff.
Man, those people are such fucking criminals. Those people are criminals that should be illegal, you know? I know some of it's scripted, but you know some of it's not. And the bottom line is the way that they are on the show is the way that they are with real people. People are walking in there with some... Oh, it's like that Simpsons sketch where like the woman comes in with like an original copy of Star Wars or something, like the original reel. And he's just like, I'll give you $20. Like this is GameStop or something.
And it's trying to rip you off.
Oh, man. My great-grandfather had 3 families. That's a lot of maintenance, dude. That's a lot of maintenance. 2 in the States and 1 in Canada. You'd never be able to get away with that these days. Unless some of them were either Amish or something, or Jehovah's Witnesses, where they're incapable of... I guess there are pretty basic and ignorant people that just don't understand social media. Yeah.
But they're a friendly bunch. They don't mean any harm.
I feel like...
They've just deluded themselves.
I feel like in this day and age, you should be ashamed if you haven't found yourself bored enough at some point with how little half the people have going on to get onto the internet and learn how to use it. You know what I mean?
Sure.
It's not difficult to type anything into Google. It's not. But
I've heard
here
Amish
we...
people,
What?
like, they have a community phone. Just one phone for the emergencies. They get out once in a while, too.
But this is why I'm saying like Amish or Jehovah's Witness, or, you know, a lot of, I guess, religions where certain things are just off the table because, you know, it would just corrupt, you know. Pretty good stuff. So naturally they have kids that, you know, are just burning for the opportunity to get the hell away from these people and really mix some shit up and live a life as far as...
Do you think Amish communities offer Amish retreats?
Most definitely. Most definitely.
They can try to indoctrinate you while you're there and try and just get away.
I'm talking some hardcore brainwashing, you know what I mean? And it's probably got to be like if not a bi-monthly, then
They
like
advertise it as some kind of like a mini escape resort, but then when you're there, they try and reel you in to stay.
understand this, Stripes. If I reach the point where I get about 100,000 subs, we're gonna have to have retreats. You know, we're gonna have to have retreats. So I mean, I like to
Wait.
think what.
So like, you'll be there, but they won't be able to see you. You'll just kind of wave your hand in the giant pillar you're standing from once in a while.
Or if I had like some kind of like cloak and only my hand was exposed with a white glove, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? And as I was like hovering over on some manner of transport, like they'd just be like, "There's Kyle right there," and then I'd have a microphone and I'd be like, "Yes, my children," you know what I mean? And they'd be like, "Oh my god!" And of course, there would be people who, of course, had audience with me. And they'd be exposing how to. Let's not get into it. These are bombshells we're dropping right now. Okay. Anyway, look. My uncle got his wife pregnant at 17. He was 30, and that's why her family got so angry.
Well, they made it work, I guess.
Well, to be honest, back in the day, a lot of people were getting married at like 13, 14, 15. So it's like, you know, this is only a big deal now in the United States.
Yeah, I think the age of consent in Canada is like 16. So.
But I mean, Stripes married at 13
No,
was what
it's
was
not.
acceptable back in the day here. Pretty ridiculous. My grandfather, white, may have fathered
White.
one or two kids with the black lady across the street. This was a big no-no in the U.S., in the southern U.S., in the 1940s. Well, hey, at least he wasn't racist. Of course he probably was. Just because these racist slave masters were...
They weren't slave masters, it was 1940s.
Oh, wait. Well, my point is that even the slave masters got it on with the slaves. So I guess they could be as racist as they want. It wasn't going to stop them from getting that nookie hookie. You know what I'm talking about?
Well, you dirty big booty having, you better come over here and I drop some cotton on the floor.
That's not funny. That's not funny.
No, it's not.
I dropped some cotton on the floor. Because then she'd have to bend over to... You get where I'm going with this. Actually, a response reads, there were plenty of extremely racist white men having sex with the slaves before. What I just said this. I just said this. And you didn't even know what I was talking about. And that's the shameful part, is that I'm constantly going to be living a life explaining myself when what my thoughts are very fucking easy to segue into as far as, I hate you, Stripes.
What
You know,
did
we
I
should-
do?
We should fight for a popsicle. And if the fight lasts long enough and the popsicle's melted, then nobody wins. That's the type of fight that I would have, like a bunch of kids. It'd be like a lesson instead of, you know, they'd be fighting to learn a lesson.
Wait, you won't tell them, you just say there's a popsicle involved, and then when they realize it's
No, I'd be like, you guys fight for this popsicle. And if the fight took too long, you know, like maybe like an ice cream on a cone or something.
Would you take the time to explain what happened to them? Or would you just try to let it resonate?
After the fact, or do you think I'd do
after
it
the
in the
fact,
middle
after the
while I'm on the time of the ice cream melting?
No. After the fact, of course.
Man, fuck those kids. If they don't get it, they don't get it. Let them be stupid. Let them learn the lessons for
I don't
being
know,
stupid.
like, we'll fight for you.
You know what the worst part is? Most kids learn things wrong because the people teaching them don't know what the fuck they talking about. It's as simple as that. And the people who swear that they know what they're talking about, in fact, don't know what they're talking about. So, for me, it's easier to not know something and then learn it than to learn something wrong, unlearn it, and then learn it the right way. So, it's not like there's an equation and there's multiple ways to solve a problem to get to the same conclusion. It's like, yo, this is wrong. Why are you giving me this information? I'm absorbing wrong information right now because of you, because you thought this was right and you couldn't fact check it, and you have the title teacher and I'm telling you things that you didn't know. Like, you didn't get your shit together here, man. I remember I used to make teachers cry, and it was because like they clearly didn't understand their job. It was very
I thought
confusing.
you said you only made some teachers cry.
I think I can recall 4 occasions where teachers were in tears following some bullshit that I said. But look, man, I don't need to not be real. And it's unfair too to the kids, because you're paid to do this, you know what I mean? And like, God, even now, that's one of the few things that actually frustrate me, is that people are paid to do things and then can't do it well. Like, get the fuck out of here. Get out of here. And I think so many of the occasions it was me getting upset because, you know me, and normally I'm really not the person to give a damn, to the point where I would like forcefully go out of my way to make it not seem like I care. But in those scenarios, we were getting pressure for something that had little to do with us. You ever like show up somewhere and somebody in a bad mood that got, quote, nothing to fucking do with you? So it's like, what why are you, it'd be like if I had 3 kids and one of the kids broke something, and then I called another one of the kids in the room and just slapped him across the face and be like, you little mother. He'd be like, what did I do? And I'd be like, it's not about that. It's not about that. But is it not about that? Or should you be conducting yourself as though we are different to people because we didn't do this? And that's what would happen at school a lot. We would get there, the teachers will be mad, and I'd be like, listen, I don't know what kind of day you had. I don't know what's going on in your life at home, but we are not your outlets. Please don't abuse your authority in here in a capacity where we are the unwilling recipients of something that you can't get together, and you are being paid to do this shit. And like, what would piss me off the most, right, is that like after we'd have people siding with her, right? Most people knew and they agreed, right, with where I was coming from. But other people were like, man, you had to say it like that guy, yeah. And I'm like, look, how I say things, how I sugarcoat, whether or not I'm tippy-toeing on eggshells isn't going to change what is factually true. Now, Stripes,
This really got away from you, didn't it?
I want you to tell me your dark secret that you uncovered with your family.
Oh, I don't pry into my family's lives at all.
But what would you say the darkest thing that you have come to know would be?
Well, I've never met my grandfather, but I know in fact he's fathered 3 different families.
I don't think that's abnormal for a Mexican man.
Nope.
Growing up at the time that he was growing up. So.
Then I've got nothing.
So no one's killed anybody. No one's
Oh. Well, there's some sad stories that I'd rather not get into here, because there's nothing mildly amusing.
I understand. But they're there, and I guess that's what matters. That's what matters. You want to know the funny part about 2 of these that I'm about to read?
Okay, tell me.
Both of them start, and within the first 5 words, have the exact phrase, not exactly dark. Not exactly dark.
Well, they belong here somehow, don't they?
I mean, people have upvoted them, but I wouldn't say they belong here if what we asked for was not that.
It's like you're asking someone to give you stories about, like, trucker stories, but then they just say that they're the son of a trucker.
It's like, yeah, well, one time my dad told me the story, he's a trucker. And then at the end, he's like, and my dad's dead, and I miss him every day. And people go, aww. There's this one Key and Peele skit where he comes out and he's just such a terrible dancer. Have you seen it?
No, I don't think I have.
He's really good. He comes out, he's like a really bad dancer. It's like one of those shows where he's dancing and then they have to vote on whether or not he's going to wherever they're going as a reward for being really good at what they're doing. And then he's just like, I trained by myself though. And then they're like, no, it's not gonna happen, dude. It's not gonna happen. And he's just like, and then like some little girl comes out and they're like, who the hell is that? And he's like, oh, that's my daughter that I raised all by myself because I'm a single dad. We live under an overpass and all this stuff. And then I think she's blind.
I think I've seen that one, yeah.
Yeah, she's banging around you've seen that, a walking stick. Look, okay, it's not exactly dark, but my great uncle on my father's side is widely considered an idiot. This is the what starts the story off. So here we go. So my dad's family are very recent immigrants from Italy, and I guess my great uncle decided he wanted to visit his homeland. He was born here but raised in America, and the problem was he apparently was completely oblivious to what was going on in the world because he went to Italy in 1938. Man, that's a while back. I feel like I'm getting old, you know. He ended up getting drafted into the Italian army, or the military, since he was born there. Unfortunately for him, he was completely unaware that he didn't actually have to join the military. And as the U.S. would have contested it, he tried to get into contact with an embassy or something. Luckily for him, he was only assigned to patrol around Italy, and Italy surrendered and turned on Mussolini before the Allies advanced far enough to encounter my great uncle. It was all apparently very awkward since my grandfather and the rest of his brothers had been part of the U.S. military and fought in Europe. They would have been on opposing sides. He accidentally joined the wrong side in World War II.
The wrong side of history, but at least he didn't kill a man. Well,
What?
You wouldn't hear that side of the story, I would think.
Well, some people don't care about their family's reputation. And that's a great segue into this. My great-grandmother was a dirty Irish scamming whore.
Oh.
That's what he wrote.
Sorry, Nanny.
That's what the guy wrote. Sorry, Nanny. In World War II, she used to scam multiple Americans and British soldiers who would come to Liverpool to be sent to the European front all at once into marrying her and then collecting a percentage of their pay and pawn any jewelry she was given. Wow. Can you believe that? That's pretty rich.
Cool. But I guess whatever turns a profit.
I think we're gonna set off some like SJWs in the comments here, because men do this now all the time, but women do it as well. Women make a show out of it.
It's like what happened on Lost with Sawyer.
I wouldn't even consider them cons so much as like, because it's marriage is why I'm appalled, I should say, not because she's
you're
scamming
toying someone's heart here.
I don't know. Only because it's marriage. Better it be upfront that you're essentially trying to be a sugar baby and run like a Twitter account where it's like, oh my God, boys, you see these titties? I bet you want to see more. Well, hit up my PayPal and donate this amount of money. You know what I mean? And then you get the money, you get the titties, and you just move on with your life. But hey, marry me, move out here, give me jewelry, blah, blah, blah. And then it's like, gotcha, motherfucker. It's not so funny now, is it? And this guy says, I have a few. I don't know about this.
Oh, no.
But it is 900's in a number too, you know? About 80% of my family members are cokeheads. That is sad. He is lucky to have made it up. Because I'm assuming he's not, considering he's saying they are and that he's not. I found out after falling into the family habit right after high school and having a breakdown where I told my mother, oh no. Okay. But it was probably genetic. Nah, I don't know. How is the first time a genetic thing?
Well,
you wouldn't know. You wouldn't know what it's like. You just like, man, I feel like I'm really itching for something, but what could it be? Let's try all of the drugs and figure it out.
No, but people talk about babies being born addicted to crack because their mom didn't.
Yes, but this guy has his faculties at this point, so he wouldn't just. I don't know. Because it's not like they got to get the kid the stuff or else he's not going to make it, you know? And then they had to wean him off of it as he grew up. Number 2, my mother's aunt passed away a few years ago, and we went to Arizona for the funeral, which is where I met my mother's side of the family for the first time. I learned 2 things that day. I'm Irish, and the family has IRA ties. I don't know what the hell the IRA is.
I don't know what IRA means.
And apparently my aunt had been murdered.
No.
A few hours after the funeral, we are all in the hotel catching up when one of my mother's cousins, who hadn't showed up, called from a payphone. Is this a movie? He asked to be put on speaker and to have the kids leave the room. Since I had recently turned 18, they asked for me to stay. Oh, this is where it gets juicy. Turns out he found out what my now deceased aunt's dealer had cut her coke with some kind of poison. He got a confession from the guy before he offed him and dumped him in the desert. He said that he was sorry he couldn't be out there, but also that they wouldn't see him for a few years. He said he loved us, apologized. He never got to meet my brothers and I, and hung up. No one has heard from him since. At least he got the guy. You know what I'm talking about? Not that street justice is acceptable, but damn, baby.
That is street justice.
Oh, so. Well, yeah, it's pretty street. Yeah, it's pretty street. Almost forgot what we were talking about for a couple seconds. That's how fast it can happen. Kaya can just be gone. What are we talking about? Anyway, number 3. My mother tried to abort me. Nice. She confessed this after an argument we had and said her life is better without me in it and she doesn't have to love me. Apparently my drunken father had found out, showed up to the clinic, dragged her out by her hair, and told her that if she ever tried to abort me again, he would kill her once I was born. Needless to say, I won't cry. I won't cry when she finally ODs and gets put in the ground. Yeah.
I've heard this story so many times before.
Unfortunately. Yay for his dad for, I guess, pulling him out. Or pulling him in.
Oh, God.
That's another Kaya. I should lean close to the mic. Hold on. Thanks to the dad for pulling him in. Because, sometimes a mirror is it's also a mirror. Okay. You should see how I'm like narrowing my gaze, like my eyes, where I'm like,
no. I just imagine
a mirror too. I don't know. I just want to see how you would draw that face because it'd probably be hilarious.
Oh yeah, your eyes peeking over your glasses. They're really low. Like your eyes are peeking over the glasses because you're looking so low.
This one looks good, and I don't think that it's lengthy. So, mods of Reddit, what is the creepiest thing that you've had to remove? And the top post reads, "Oh, it's fucks with ducks." It's the man himself.
I know.
We can't get into this guy's post history because none of it's safe for work.
No, don't just.
Rubber ducks behind the scenes at Dateline NBC. What's going on with this person's hair?
The who was frightening, but the why was much worse.
Do you think that we should ever write like a hack script for a video?
No, because it would be very clear what I'm reading.
No, I mean like in the guise of a news anchor script, reading something to old people.
I guess that's something you should ask your channel.
The who was not in question, but the why will shock you. You know what I mean? Just awful. Just the type of stuff where you'd cringe so until you kind of went inside yourself. You know what I mean?
There's nothing to go inside myself though.
Don't make this erotic. Mods, Fucks with Duck says, I had to remove several posts from Rubber Ducks where parents thought it would be fun to post a picture of their naked children playing with rubber ducks in the bath. Something that's honestly inherently pretty innocent, but I mean, we're on the internet, people. Operate with a little bit of awareness. There was nothing abusive about the photos, but those kinds of pictures are not appropriate to share publicly. Nothing worse and more shocking than opening up Reddit and seeing some naked 1 to 2 year olds on the front page. Oh boy.
I think that's harmless, but yeah, I guess on the internet it's not. Because there's someone that doesn't see the same intent as you.
Like I said again, the genius of the newest episodes of South Park, as far as Gerald Broflovsky being the well-adjusted, seemingly fine on the surface guy, but then going home and abusing this outlet where he's getting crazy, is the fact that you would never suspect it's him. You would always immediately gravitate to the Cartman and go, he's the one doing this. He's the troll. He's the weirdo. But it's not him. This guy has himself a good time. He goes home, he drinks some wine, he sits on the computer.
Why are you giving up South Park plot points, Kyle?
Because it's not a if you it's the first episode essentially. Remember?
Yeah.
It's the first episode. So I mean, if you weren't watching it already, then how busy are you? If we're like weeks after, well, I don't like to watch it until the season is complete, Kyle, and then I watch the whole thing, and you've ruined it for me in this video. This non-video that I'm recording. We don't even know what to call this now. We really don't. The second top one of posts that have been removed that are creepy. I moderate 4 default subreddits. What happened?
I think you should save this for an actual video.
No, here's why, okay?
Okay.
Here's my criteria for creating a list.
I guess
Here's the one that I told you. There's one that I'm actually going to record, and it's the one about the twins, okay?
Mm-hmm.
We're going to do 44 of these. And it's going to be embarrassing twin things. If we look very quickly, embarrassing twin stories. If we look very quickly at the top, look how many upvotes that has.
Okay.
7,000, right? So not only does that allow us to get deep enough into this list to where, the drop off is around 1,000, that's why I can do 40. But if it's interesting to 7,000 people, then I would consider it objectively interesting. As opposed to like niche, where a couple of people are like, hey, I like that, but most people would be like, this is fucking stupid, you know what I mean? So if that many people are just like, wow, I really like this, then it meets my criteria for something that's interesting enough to do a video on. Like I said, these are pretty good. This is an interesting topic, things that were relevant enough to be removed by a mod. But the top post has 4,000 upvotes. The second one has 2,000.
Okay, I
The
understand.
fourth one has 2,000. We're already dipping down. By the time we reach 6 into them, they aren't even upvoted by 1,000. So people weren't really interested. You know what I mean?
I
And
guess.
I don't want to bore people. I guess people are getting a little insight as to the. We should call this like some kind of behind the scenes video.
What's the good title? The cutting floor?
The cutting room floor.
No, the cutting floor.
The cutting floor. It's a floor that actually cuts. It's like, we have taken the technology behind a shredder that you would use to remove documents from the face of the world that you don't want to have anymore, and combined it with the existing technology of a floor. And those are always the best ones. We want to be the Uber of our new field. And if you go ahead and contribute to our startup company, it's just like, shut up, get me to the end of this. And I want it to be so like unskippable an ad, you know what I mean? That's which we should aspire for. We should aspire to be something that someone, if not wanting to immediately skip the advertisement, would want to mute if they're forced to listen to the rest of this. And then we should just flail wildly in the commercial itself and just be like, this is what's going on, to the point where somebody watching it would be like, what the fuck are they talking about? And then they'll have to unmute it to see what's going on. Why is this guy flailing all over the place? And then it's just like, it's not a new invention, it's a combination of pre-existing The Cutting Floor by Milton Bradley. It's a board game now, Stripes, right? And it's gonna be like what's that one game? Guess Who? Okay, is he wearing glasses?
Oh,
okay,
that game. Okay.
and then it's gonna be like Operation. Right, you're gonna get these tools and you're gonna try and feed it into the floor. But if you can make it through without it cutting it, okay, then you're like the Edward Snowden. You can take these documents and expose, people, but then you're on the run. Do you know what I'm saying?
Who's Edward Snowden?
Who's Edward Snowden? Don't play with me.
Who is Edward Snowden?
When keeping it Stripes goes too far. It's cute when she doesn't know the things that are just like make fun of her worthy. But when she doesn't know the real stuff. Snowden's just a guy that exposed some bullshit that was going on behind the scenes in the government to the point where he's a wanted man, Stripes.
Is he a dead man?
No, he's just wanted. They'd lock his ass up and throw away the key. He deserves a pardon, though. You know the type of stuff that the government will lie about and say it's in the interest of national security. And we're not going to argue with that. There are certain things that I'm sure would destroy us if they came to light. But that doesn't mean that all of it would. But, having government that's lying to you and keeping things on a need-to-know basis is charming only when it is, in fact, irrefutably keeping us safe. When they come out with these things and then declassify them, like in 10 to 20 years when they're no longer relevant or an issue, and say, yes, we were lying to you. Sorry. All we can ask ourselves is, okay, if you were lying to us then and you're admitting it now, what's to stop you from lying right now? And then they look at you and they go, you know what I mean? We're like,
Now you're thinking with your noodle.
oh my God, you shut up and eat those Rice Krispies that we gave you, though, because we don't have time for thinkers here, please. Jesus Christ. I moderate 4 default subreddits. We really get off topic. I've allowed myself to because this isn't real. It's not a real list, Stripes.
Well, then why don't we pack it in?
You pack it up, pack it in. Let me begin. Do you know that song?
No, I don't.
You don't know the pack it up, pack it in, let me begin?
I've heard you sing it before, but I don't think I've ever heard it.
It's called Jump Around. Jump up,
Oh,
jump
jump
up and
around.
get
I've
down.
heard it. I've heard it.
This girl don't know who Edward Snowden is. You've seen this man's face, Stripes.
Yeah, I have. Did you call him Richard?
Richard?
Richard Snowman?
Richard Snowman? Please, God. It never gets better than you, man. Richard Snowman. If somebody hasn't, yeah, this is pretty. I want it to be like a snowman with like a tie,
Yeah.
and then like a wife named Sheila, and she's all like, "Oh, Richard, who the hell is this? Is this Christopher Walken? Why is there a person? That's not Christopher Walken. It just looks like him.
It looks a lot like him.
This is that guy that was in that Doctor Who episode where Dumbledore was doing the voiceover. He looks a lot like Walken from the right angle. I would like if he was in there. Now, the Doctor... I can't do a Walken, man. That hurts my soul that I can't do it to you. You've done this to me.
I didn't hurt you.
You've brought me face to face with my inadequacy. What can I do?
Wait,
Oh, I remember we were talking about South Park, and then you were like, oh no, you can't ruin it. Look, I'm just saying that the sideways commentary on the society that we live in is fun because they paint these prophilic pictures of these people that they don't know. You can't tell us what a killer looks like, because if a killer wasn't charming, you know what I mean, it'd be very difficult for them to do what they do. And then the worst part is some of the most prophilic killers of our time are on the loose. They didn't get caught, son. And that's what makes them so great. You know what I mean? Is like you can take all of these, profiles and statistics away from the guys that you've caught. But the bottom line is the guys that you haven't caught are the ones that you need the information on. They're the ones that you need to get like the clues from. And you won't be able to fit their criteria or profile because you don't have them. And that's what's scary. And with a guy like this where he's
they're
just going...
operating on another level too, so all these profiles mean nothing when they weren't the ones that got caught.
You know what I really want to make as a video? Just shit that, like serial killer letters. You think that's been done?
Oh, I remember. We've talked about this a few months ago.
But I wanted it to be clean narrations. Nothing
Yes.
more. Letters from a Serial Killer, the series. But, not serial killer. Just killers in general. It could be taunting the police. What's that one guy? His name was Albert
Zodiac.
Fish. No, Albert Fish.
Okay.
Albert Fish is this one guy that abducted, like, children and then wrote one specific letter to their parents.
I remember seeing a letter by the guy that used to dress like a clown. There was a clown murderer guy.
Here's some of it. When all was ready, I went to the window and called her. Then I hid in a closet until she was in the room. When she saw me all naked, she began to cry and ran down to the stairs. I grabbed her, and she said she would tell her mama. First, I stripped her naked. How she did kick, bite, and scratch. I choked her to death, then cut her into small pieces so I could take the meat to my rooms, cook, and eat them. How sweet and tender her little ass was roasted in the oven. It took me 9 days to eat her entire body. I did not fuck her, though I could have if I wished. She died a virgin. This guy wrote this letter to their parents of the little girl.
I think I remember this one.
Who the parents had actually given permission for this guy to take to some party.
Yeah, I do remember this one.
Pretty cold stuff. I'm talking more about stuff like, I want to say, scrawled on a wall in blood. You know what I'm talking about? Please stop me or I'll kill more type stuff. And the police are just like, we just don't even know. What? I mean, come on. You expect us to catch the guy?
Everyone might as well be Chief Wiggum in your mind.
I'm just saying, back in Jack the Ripper days, all the police chiefs were Chief Wiggum. I'm not even joking. I feel like they must have been catching people by accident back in them days. 'Cause what the hell? They turned to the left and he'd be like, wait, you're a police officer? And he'd be like, what are you, a criminal? And he's like, and then they'd be like, curses, and they'd go off on their monologue. That's how you know you got them, when they start the evil monologue. I intended to kill them all too. Weren't we on a mod one? God, look. I moderate 4 default subreddits. Whenever an attractive woman appears in a given submission, even if she isn't the focus of it, the thread will include several comments that range from graphically lewd to violently vitriolic. I've seen girls promised everything from rape to death, with those threats typically being, look, I'm not laughing at the situation. It's just, that's so Reddit, you know what I mean? What do you want? There's a lot of people that are... We were just talking about Gerald Broflovsky.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of people that consider themselves like the troll on the internet, where they're just gonna say it's a competition for them to say the meanest thing about this girl. Why? Simply for having the gall to be visible. Needless to say, the sentiments get removed as quickly as they're submitted. I can see things that are deliberately violent. I can see things that are threatening. Do you know what I mean? Or things that may reveal personal information if they're trying to establish some sort of witch hunt for the girl in question. But I don't think everything is just grounds for removal. I think that you're giving the people what they want in the way of attention if you're taking the ability away from them to say whatever stupid thing that they've gone out of their way to try and be offensive with. It's only going to mold them as far as their, offense meter is concerned. You know what I mean?
They're just gonna get worse. They're gonna escalate.
This whole thread is probably pretty good because, it's not going to be good because there's only going to be like 7 or 9
it's
submissions.
too niche. You said it. Some can be good, but not enough people are interested.
Not enough people are interested. But I think it's a very strong topic. Somebody says a lot of folks point to this as evidence that the internet is full of socially repugnant sociopaths. And what these people forget, though, is that they're always a real person on the other side of the screen. And chances are that person seems like a completely normal individual in the so-called real world. Well, there you go. The comments respond, was it Skank Hunt 42? That's, well, boom. Hey, I'd like to volunteer to kick you in the vagina. Where do I sign up? Oh, here's the third one. I am a mod over at our high quality hentai. Brilliant. I wish we could go there on stream. Someday, I don't
think there's anything wrong with drawn pornography.
Oh no, man. I've been done for some of the craziest stuff. I've been done for posting like a new, like a sex doll, just a face.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's all about how many people are willing to report your shit. And you gotta understand, people don't have anything better going on in their life. Write like a detailed letter. Hey, is that Kyle guy? God damn, he really rustles my jimmies. And I'm just like, all right, man.
Wait, there's some people that have it out for you say?
Well, you'd have to understand that some of these things find instant dislikes when they're uploaded. So it's almost as if their presence in the world it just outrages somebody in general. It's pretty good stuff. How you subscribe to something to be mad about everything? That's what I don't get. Like, can you please miss me with that stuff? Like, just fuck my channel up, fam. Like, everything that you see is just like, no, I'm not in the mood for that. Like, come on. Anyway, and wouldn't believe some of the shit I had to deal with over there. People would try to post actual porn every now and then, which I guess is not what the subreddit is about. And then be all weird and try to collect people's used figurines. Well, okay.
Used figurines? What does that mean exactly?
I think we have to be imaginative.
Like, I've seen the anime girl figurines and they're cute and all. What do you do with them?
You use the spread apart legs as a crevice stripes.
faceless.
He wouldn't have put used in quotation marks unless he meant that they were being used for release.
That's weird, man.
It's weird that other people would want them. You know?
No, it's weird that it's being done. There's just a little plastic doll.
What's going to stop you from being on the internet and pretending that you're a woman and you've shoved something up you and just selling it to people even though you're a man?
What's stopping me?
Just wrap it in like a dirty wet cloth and mail it out to people, you know what I mean? Oh yeah, it was in there. It was in the, ooh, so in there, it smells alright now, but after you mail it, ooh, probably gonna be putting off a whiff. And then he's gonna mess with it and probably get some kind of infection. Oh boy. Now the world don't move to the beat of just one drum. Stupid. But back when I first started it, it put the creepiest thing I had to deal with was this one account who is now deleted that posted CP. Literal CP. Wow. I wonder if it was like, people CP. He's making it seem like it was and not like, animated.
It's actual photos, I assume. He would have mentioned the stuff about actual porn if he wasn't going there.
Here's another one. I was once a mod on a forum that is still active today. There was a topic this guy had posted and a link, and it was pictures of dead people, particularly women. He was permabanned. He had no previous topics posted by him, so I figured he was a one and done account. I don't understand why this is a big deal, unless maybe he killed those people.
Well, what was the forum topic about?
We'll never know. None of these are, why they upvoted so hard. There's something that I'm missing. Not a Reddit mod, but a hosting operator. Dealing with CP is the worst, especially when someone reports a user content site and you have to verify all child porn pages as you need a cause for removal.
Ugh.
Dude, who would stick their dick in that? Who would stick their dick in that? Can you imagine? Look, I think this is pornography of the child variety. And they're like, okay, well, what are you going to need to report that? We're going to need the source. And we're going to need at least 7 other pictures.
Oh, God.
Happy hunting. Like, why is this something that you need to do? Like, you need to take up the mantle and do you actually have to view the material to verify?
I would think so, yeah.
It's not. This doesn't have to be you. You know what I mean? There's some jobs where you have to look at it and go, but do I have to do it? Why does it have to be me? I used to be a mod on a children's video game. What?
I'm sure people that have to deal with it on a day-to-day basis have become jaded, and it's really scary that you can become jaded to it.
I think if it was just pictures of kids,
Sure.
It wouldn't be as terrifying as like actual graphic like intercourse or something, man.
I'm saying that it can't be.
And I'm saying that if you're saying that it's them getting jaded to that, that's really scary.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, that's so sad, man. Anyway, I used to be a mod on a children's video game page. In my time there, I had to shut down accounts that participated in many disturbing role plays, such as bars, strip clubs, swinger clubs, incest, slavery, sex slaves, drug use, torture, and mutilation. And rape, plenty of rape.
Okay.
I don't understand why it's such a big deal. If people want to use
don't.
servers of some, it's pretty much just a glorified chat room. And
Sure.
if they're role playing, you know what I mean? Let them eat the cake. Let them eat the cake. They're not hurting anybody with that crap. It's not like they were actually setting that crap up in the future. You better be where I told you underneath that lamp. That street lamp. Street lamp Lamousse. Did I ever read that?
I guess the implication is they're posting it out there in a public chat room that was meant for like a kid's game in hopes that a kids will see it.
Oh,
So-
you're very right. You're very right. But I don't know. Yeah,
It's
you're
a
right. It's a children's video game. That full stop. It's a children's video game. It's not like it's a GTA lobby that's converted into some sort of sex roleplay server. It is a children's game. But even the online, here's the thing, in this day and age, the online iteration of some of the titles are trying even harder to be like mamby-pamby and like
I
safe
guess-
for everybody. You know what I mean?
I
There's
guess
like
they're all-
full-on nudity and intercourse in Grand Theft Auto offline, but when you get online, everyone's wearing clothes. There's certain things that you're not like. It's almost as if they expect the kids to drift into this crap at some point, so they're protecting them on a title that is not inherently child friendly.
Right.
So I don't know, man. I used to be active on OkCupid, which is a dating site back in the day, and for whatever reason I was given demi-mod powers. I had the distinct privilege of looking through flagged pictures and conversations, and deciding if they were offensive or violated the terms of I don't know what TOC would stand for. Tell me. Terms of
service. I mean,
you said terms of service when I said TOC.
I meant like you might as well say it.
Terms and communications.
Okay.
That's dumb. I'd have never guessed that. We're used to TOS, but TOC.
Yeah.
The pictures were usually good for a laugh. My favorite was one where it was just an obese man in dirty underwear with a gun tucked in them. Nice. Cropped to show only the gut and the crotch region. I mean, what? But usually they didn't. Usually they just didn't have a person in the photo, which is a no-no. I tends to let those slide if they weren't copyright violations. The messages, though, Jesus Christ. Men are terrifying and insane. Ever hear about women getting harassed online? I guarantee it's worse than you think. Graphic, violent hate, and vitriol, rape threats, and more rape threats. All because a girl didn't respond to their dick pic. Or worse, that's their pickup line. It ruined OkCupid for me, along with dating sites and men in general. I honestly have no idea how women cope. Part of me is wondering if, like, you can just send picture messages to people on dating sites. I guess, of course, now.
You can.
Well, there's that. Can you imagine that pickup line? If they want to be like that, then why don't they go to Tinder? You know what I'm talking about? That's what they want. That's what everybody wants on to what?
You'd said something that kind of validates sending a dick to someone that you're interested in to, like, clear the air and see if this is even what they're about. I don't remember how you phrased it, but, like...
We need to end this video, and I know what to end it with. Hold on here. Because I remember seeing this. Okay, here it is. Men of Reddit, how would you feel about getting an unsolicited vag pic?
Oh, no.
Yeah, buckle up, Stripes.
Oh,
The top comment, of course, is private message me. No problem here. Somebody else says, that's what you say. But I've lost a couple 100 pounds. So now my pussy looks like a Vietnam War veteran that's seen some shit and turned to a life on the streets to try to escape it. Somebody says, doesn't matter, still morbidly curious. We're clicking it, man.
Oh, God.
We're clicking it, man.
No, there can't be a picture of a pussy.
Oh, Boba. Ah!
You see some shit.
It's a picture of a cat in an M&M's bag.
But how does a cat lose 100 pounds?
Stripes, don't be funny. Okay. Yeah, thank you. Alright, God. Here's another one. He says, I've seen a few vaginas, and I'd like to see the rest of them. That's his comment. That's that guy's comment. Brilliant.
I don't. Vaginas are scary, Kyle.
The third top comment, would have to wonder which dude friend was messing with me. Oh, yeah, he'd like to think if he got a vagina picture, it'd be a guy friend sending him that.
Well, yeah, what woman does that?
The general consensus here is that men would not mind, and in some cases encourage, an unsolicited vagina picture. That is likely why unsolicited dick pics are so common. Men are so comfortable, if not delighted, to receive a nude pic, so they assume that sending them would have a similar effect. Men are so generous. Somebody says, this is like when cats bring you dead things. That's been gilded 3 times. This might be the best analogy for unsolicited dick pics I've ever heard. It's true.
Oh my God.
Because we don't understand that. We're not from that world. We're not like that cat where it's just like, nigga, you look at that cat and you're like, what am I going to do with this? You know what I mean? But the cat's like, it's for you. Look what I did. I did this for you. Oh my God. We should have the video right there.
That's perfect.
Serious reply. Straight men are pursued so rarely and get reached out to so rarely that pretty much any attention is deemed as not inherently bad. You know, it's a good thing. It may still be bad, but it's not completely vile and rote like it is for girls. Let's say I get an unsolicited vag pic from a friend. In this instance, she isn't attractive to me and I am not interested. It is now a little weird and awkward between us because I have to turn her down. But it still feels a little nice to know that someone out there has some sort of desire for me. See, we just get that so rarely. When single, I get a comma missing. When single, I get a compliment maybe twice a month. On a good month. Heck, I feel great if I find even the least attractive person checking me out. Never in my life has someone done this to me, so I wouldn't be desensitized. Well, it's true. I think women sometimes they get so much attention that they assume that everybody else does as well. You know what I mean?
No, I don't. I'm not part of that world.
Well, you're not part of any world, Stripes. That's
right.
what makes you such a diamond.
Shine bright like a diamond.
Sorry. 9 months? 9 months. That's what that says, Kyle? Is that what that says? Are the vagina pics getting to your head? I'm kidding. I don't want any vagina pics. Vaginas are scary, man. The breasts are the pretty part. And the vaginas are scary. 9 years ago, a group of college girls driving by catcalled me while I was walking to my car after work. One of the most flattering experiences of my life, self-esteem for years. All I have to say beyond this is thank God for gay men. I've had more compliments from them than from straight women. It's nice to feel attractive. That applies to me too, Stripes. Did you know that?
I know you get hit on by gay men, but I wouldn't think it's the majority.
Oh, yes. The scale is tipped in the balance of gay men hitting on me more than twofold. If there were 5 people in the world who have hit on me, 4.5 of them were gay men. And then like less than 1/2 of them were like guys who are transgender women.
Wait, like
who demand to be accepted as a lady. I'm kidding.
Would you like? I think there's a difference between people who are like pretending to be women and don't actually identify as women, but just want the attention, and people that straight up identify as women.
What does it matter if it's all about attention?
I guess it doesn't.
They don't care what they are, recognized as.
Sure.
Unless they're going out of their way to be triggered by not being recognized by what they want to be recognized as, which in itself is a ploy for attention.
Man, we should have left on that dick pics.
That crack about the cats bringing the lizards. Look, man, we'll always have it in our hearts. We'll always have it in our hearts. One time I bent over to clean up a spill when I worked at a grocery store, and there was some girls my age walking down the aisle behind me who said, "Ooh, nice," or something like that. It was like 4 years ago, and it still gives my butt esteem to this day. They were probably commenting on you doing your job cleaning up that spill. Women love a guy that cleans up spills.
It's true.
This guy's name is Cleaning Products. Where do you people find your usernames?
Well, no, it just means he's a themed account. You must have been looking for stuff like this.
To clean up. Messes to clean. I'd feel good, then I'd spank it. Then I would feel a little sleepy.
Oh?
I'd feel good, then I'd spank it, then I'd feel a little sleepy. Feel good, spank it, go to sleep. Let's put that on a shirt. I just said to my husband, I find it baffling that I could send a random male a picture of my puss, and he would not only be stoked, but would probably masturbate to it. And then the husband said, duh, what else is he gonna do with it? And then she goes, look at it for fun. And he gives her a stare and goes, pussy is serious business. Nobody just looks at it for fun. Stupid.
I don't understand people that get off the pussy.
Somebody says, I have to be honest here. I have no idea what you and him are talking about. What kind of savage beats his meat to just a picture of a pussy? Like no hips, no titties, no face, no ass. Literally just a vagina complex.
There we go. That's it.
That's how you feel.
That's how I feel.
But you're forgetting the other people that are into feet and stuff. What about them? What if the vaginas are the feet of their world?
Well, then I guess they would be a normal person. A normal straight man.
Someone else says, you're missing something important. I wouldn't jack off to a picture of a pussy, but a picture of a pussy that got sent to me by a female. I can't hear you, la la la, is something entirely different and exciting. The context. I've actually said this. Like, no, the bottom line is sometimes it's less about the thing and more about that they wanted to share it with you. I can't believe we're getting into this. Because I've said this before.
Right.
I've said this before, that it's more about the act, more about the sharing of the person being comfortable. Jacking off to context. Oh, the context, baby. Why are there so many upvotes here, man? This is ridiculous.
Is this the part where you shill out your kick?
Shill out? You don't understand the meaning of the term shill. We're going to Google that now so that you and the rest of the people can know what that word means. An act or work as a shill. Shill in the definition of the word shill? You done fucked up now, Google. Well, it is number 2. So as a noun, an accomplice of a hawker, a gambler, or a swindler who acts as an enthusiastic customer to entice or encourage others. So I guess in that context, you're kind of right. I could use this to shill, but it wouldn't make me the shill. And that's where I'm trying to correct you contextually.
Of course.
Me, I associate shilling with money. So the gambler and the hawker or the swindler portion is great because I like to think of it more of me gaining something monetary than just tricking someone in general. Do you get what I'm saying?
Gaining a bigger library is also monetary in some degree.
A library of gay men, Stripes?
Yeah.
No.
They're in your corner.
My corner is private. And it's only an exit, not an entrance. The Kyle corner is just for me. Just for me. Did you enjoy this not fuck up but behind the scenes look at, things that we did that I'm putting Stripes to sleep with?
I'm not asleep.
Look, this video was for Nuding anyway, so hopefully he did fall asleep to it. Nuding, I love you. And everybody else, I love you too. This was quite the adventure. Quite the adventure indeed. You anything to say? Any zippy one-liners to go out on, Stripes?
I would need to know who Mussolini is.
That's
his name,
terrible,
right?
Stripes. That's not
Mussolini?
funny. What?
His name was Mussolini, right?
Yes.
Okay, then I didn't get it wrong.
Human meat being sold in China. Man, we really went on an adventure today. Let me end this video. Jesus Christ.